Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
Hello and welcome everybody to the Netolic Raid Call Pro League. Welcome back if you're joining us once again. Welcome for the first time if you're joining us for the first time. I do apologize for a little bit of a delay on starting that game. We were getting the 10th player into this, and the other issue was that the US East servers are being a little bit on the weird side. But here we are, up into it, the losers bracket final. Both of these teams will finish in the money for this tournament, but both of them are seeking to have something to prove and to win the tournament. Artyk, of course, a team from Peru, probably the best known team from Peru at this stage. They did take a game off of Na'Vi in the We Play tournament, which was very impressive. Almost took 2 games, actually. And they've just been making a name for themselves. They've kind of had a public campaign recently to be considered for a International 3 qualifier slot. And so they really want to win this tournament to sort of bolster those credentials. They did unfortunately have a tournament conflict for the winners bracket final, so they dropped down here. But they haven't lost a set so far in the tournament. They've only lost by sort of a forfeit, by default. And so if they win against Root Gaming here, they advance back to the Grand Finals, where they will have their shot at Dusk Gaming, our first Grand Finalist in the Western Division. This is the Netolic Raid Call Pro League, your official English stream for both the East and West Divisions, Netolic TV, Netolic TV. My name is Vykromond. Our primary sponsor for this tournament is Raid Call. You can check them out at raidcall.com. Channel 2013, you can discuss the games. You can also be eligible for prizes. There are giveaways throughout the tournament. There have been giveaways throughout the entire tournament, basically. All sorts of stuff, gamer gear, Dota items, etc. And at the end of the broadcast, I'll talk about a special giveaway that will be held during the Grand Finals on the 5th of May. But let's get up into this game. I've talked a little bit about Artyk, but I haven't introduced our other team, Root Gaming. A team that for a few months now has really toiled in the shadow of some other North American teams. They are contesting the possibility of basically being the 4th North American team. So people talk about teams like Team Liquid, Dignitas, Evil Geniuses. Those are teams that are extremely well known. Root Gaming, far less well known, but they're a very legitimate team. They've put together some fantastic games so far in this tournament. And here they are, coming through the losers bracket, going to try to take Artyk out. This is a best-of-3 series. So we'll be happy to see them here attempt to take down Artyk. I would have to say that probably Artyk are the narrow favorites in this series, but we could see something impressive from both teams. Root Gaming playing with 1 stand-in. We do have the Capitalist, but these other 4 have been their standard lineup for this entire tournament. Artyk playing with no stand-ins, just their completely standard lineup here, headed up by Captain Mystico. And here we go, already with the dual core. This is something that they very much like to run. Iwo, very good on this Phantom Lancer. He's an excellent farmer, this #1 player that they have. And then the Lifestealer offers that additional opportunity to really pressure Root Gaming early, and then later on in the game also be a very effective adjunct to Phantom Lancer so that Root can't delegate all their resources towards him. The other synergies here, of course, are the Keeper of the Light Phantom Lancer synergy. That's extremely well known. You have that ability to give him the clarity to push people out of lane with Spirit Lance. It becomes hard to actually harass the Phantom Lancer due to the Illuminate. Keeper of the Light, just a very, very strong defensive support in general, and particularly great with Phantom Lancer. Also his recall, ability to bring the Phantom Lancer to him even after a split push or whatever the Phantom Lancer's on the other side of the map for. Root Gaming, meanwhile, to talk about their lineup a little bit, they secure this extremely important Nyx Assassin support. He's very, very strong. You do also have the option of running the Nyx Assassin mid. It was briefly fashionable to run Nyx mid, and then it sort of fell off. Teams don't do it anymore. They really only whip it out against really heavy intellect mids like Tinker and what have you. So I think we'll probably see this Bane-Nyx support combination, and then the Clockwork is most likely going to be on the off lane, on the hard lane for Root. Clockwork, of course, between Clockwork and Bane, they have a lot of tools to at least attempt to deal with this Lifestealer. What they don't have so far is really a lot of tools to deal with Phantom Lancer. Some of the things you can do are get illusion heroes, of course Darkseer banned out, and now Root Gaming banning the Shadow Demon out themselves, which is an interesting choice. Of course, they do have both of their supports already, so it would be difficult to justify the Shadow Demon. Then again, they could throw the Nyx Assassin into the middle and use the Bane Shadow Demon as their supports. Regardless, they will not really have illusion generation of the Phantom Lancer unless we go really weird and they try to do something like the Morphling, which I think is unlikely. I haven't seen them use it in this tournament, and it's not that popular of a pick in general.
10 seconds remaining.
What they could also do is just seek to win early enough that the Phantom Lancer doesn't become a huge factor. We've actually seen that more and more often lately. In the last 2 to 3 days, PL's win rate has really taken a fall. He's a hero who generally wins more than 50% of the games that he's in. But recently, teams have been applying a lot of early pressure, taking advantage of the fact that PL is a hard carry and doesn't really bring that much teamfight presence until several important items are amassed on the hero. So those are different routes that Root could take. There is also, we've seen some very exotic ways of dealing with it. We had an Outworld Devourer in one game in the TPL today, and I think even yesterday, which does let you blow up illusions very quickly. There are a variety of ways of dealing with it. I think Gyrocopter actually is banned out, so one of the ways of blowing up all those illusions is gone. But Magnus sneaks through, and so Root Gaming do pick up this ability for huge, huge teamfight. This RP, Reverse Polarity, this will disable anything. It will disable a Lifestealer who's raging, it'll disable a Night Stalker, obviously. Even a PL can be brought down in the course of an RP. What they lack right now is DPS. They have really great lockdown in the Bane, the Clockwork, and the Magnus. A lot of stuff that goes through magic immunity. In fact, 3 separate heroes that can all disable the Lifestealer even when he's raged. Bane has the Fiend's Grip, Clockwork has the Hook Shot, and Magnus has the Reverse Polarity. Additionally, Enfeeble quite strong against Lifestealer as well. The popping Rage after Enfeeble is cast on Lifestealer will not actually remove the Enfeeble, I think. Although my brain is kind of going, folks. I'm sorry, I've been casting. This is actually the 13th. I've had breaks in between, but I started casting at 6 a.m. today, and it's 6 p.m. now. So I apologize in advance. I have to plead for your clemency. I was also hoping that my co-caster El Presidente would be here to keep me honest. Unfortunately, he is not. So I will, in fact, be extremely dishonest. I apologize for that. So, running down the reserve time for Root, their challenge here is they need to pick up a carry who won't just get blown out of the water by Lifestealer and Night Stalker early, but who deals enough damage to the PL illusions late. Luna, excellent pick. She brings the AoE. She can clear out a large quantity of illusions if she has good farm, due to the Moonglaive ability that causes things to bounce. She can get that farm quickly if they successfully stack Ancients, either with their heroes or with Helm of the Dominator on that Luna. And finally, she does have Bring the Early presence. She's kind of hard to gank because she's very, very quick on her feet. One of the highest base movement speeds in the game. In fact, the highest base movement speed in the game on this hero. And she brings quite a bit of damage with that Eclipse. The flip side is, I think Artyk got basically the lineup that they want. This is a very, very strong lineup. You've got Iwo's Phantom Lancer. This is a hero that he likes to play. In fact, I'll introduce the teams. Artyk, Iwo on this Phantom Lancer. He'll be joined up in the tri-lane by Masoku on the Keeper of the Light, his favorite hero. I think. I don't know if it's his favorite preference hero, but it's certainly the hero that he plays the most. We are going to have somebody reconnecting to the game. Mystico on Rubik, which I think is actually possibly his best hero. We've seen some fantastic steals from him, including steals on RP. So we're going to have to watch out for that. I would have liked to see a respect ban on Rubik thrown out by Root, just because Rubik has won Artyk a lot of games in the past. Anyway, Mystico on the Rubik. Mihawk will be piloting up this Lifestealer. We'll see how this slots in. They actually, it's possible they may actually run an aggressive tri-lane with Lifestealer and then a solo safe Phantom Lancer. We'll have to take a look at what works out there. And finally, Smash, their solo mid player, who's probably Artyk's most famous player at this point because of his performance on Templar Assassin against Na'Vi in WePlay. He'll go up into the mid as the Night Stalker. Meanwhile, looking up towards Root Gaming, this American team seeking to prove themselves, and frankly, I think their performance so far in the tournament has been the equal of Artyk's in some respects. They've put out some fantastic games. One of the highlights of this tournament actually was their comeback performance against Fnatic NA in a previous round of the losers bracket, where it really seemed like Fnatic had it set, and then Root just pulled off a very, very strong comeback. That was actually with the fairly famous streamer Merlini as a stand-in as well. He won't be standing in this game, though. Looking towards their lineup, Loc in the mid as Magnus. Then the tri-lane will be composed of Monkeys Forever, their captain and drafter and carry player on the Luna. Then the Capitalist that's their stand-in. He's going to be playing the support Bane Elemental. And then the other support will be Fun on the Nyx Assassin. Finally, we're missing one person. I'm missing the Clockwork. We have Taku on this Clockwork, going up into the solo hard lane, where he may actually have an okay time if he finds himself facing up solo versus solo against Phantom Lancer. But not 100% clear on the lanes yet, since Bane, Nyx Assassin, Luna may not be able to punish even a solo lifestealer that effectively, so we may see this. Or, we're going to have to take a look at where Artyk actually laid. We got 4 wards up on Keeper of the Light. In fact, Keeper of the Light very, very pooling quite a bit of gold, just taking that Clarity, Healing Salve, and Observer Ward, and pooling to about 200 gold. Two rings of protection up on Phantom Lancer, and what that means basically is one of these is a Tranquil Boot, one of these is a my brain is dying, I'm so sorry, Ring of Basilius. So quite a bit of early armor, actually 3+4, that takes him up to 7 armor. Very, very defensive play, ability to survive. I suspect that because of these 2 rings of protection, it's extremely likely that this will be a solo Phantom Lancer and a tri-lane in the bottom. And that takes us to the question of which tri-lane is really favored. And that's kind of interesting because, of course, Bane and Nyx Assassin not tremendously effective against Lifestealer, but Keeper of the Light is also sometimes awkward to put in the aggressive tri-lane because one of his best things is that defensive play and lane management. When you're in the aggressive tri-lane as Keeper of the Light, you have to be very clever about how you place your Illuminates. Either you sort of block the camps, which they're going to try to do. They still have 3 wards available for Keeper of the Light. Now 2. He's just warding up the rune spots. We'll see if they try to actually block these creep camps out, or if they sort of just try to pick the creep camps off with the Illuminate that he brings to the table. Nyx Assassin and Bane going to come in on this Night Stalker. There is the Nightmare. They may try to skewer him back. That does do some damage. Smash. He is stunned up by Fun's Nyx Assassin. Good body blocking. They're doing their best to kill Night Stalker, but do they actually have enough damage? I'm not sure they do. And meanwhile, wow! Actually, I was watching the Night Stalker, but Smash makes it out, and they simultaneously get first blood in the bottom lane. So the fact that it took the supports time to get over here means that Luna, a quick death for Monkeys Forever, and that's a tough way to start the game. Very, very tough, in fact. Losing the Luna, giving first blood to, looks like Keeper of the Light, actually. Oh no! Luna might die again! The open wounds came out, and that's 2 deaths! The supports still aren't over here. They paid extremely dearly for that first blood attempt. Mihawk fairly low now, but ouch, ouch, ouch. That is a painful way to start for Root Gaming. 2 deaths on their carry. The first one recovered from with a town portal scroll. The second one not even the gold to TP over. And that's going to be a very slow start. 2 assists already for Mihawk. You can just look up to the levels. A big level advantage for them. Rough beginning, and Smash survives, maybe if they had earned the first blood on the Night Stalker. But I mentioned that what they don't really have is the DPS yet, and the DPS was what they lacked. They had trouble actually killing him there. Clockwork doing fine in the bottom, in the top lane, Taku solo against Iwo. But nonetheless, Root already running into extreme difficulty in this game 1. Losing 2 kills to the 3 vs 3 lane means that it is going to be an uphill battle for them. They do manage to control their jungle so far, and they're going to start doing lane pulls with Fun and the Capitalist here. And if this goes according to plan, then they will be able to catch up on levels and maybe even exceed them and get Monkeys Forever as farm. However, if it doesn't go according to the plan, and keep in mind Luna fairly short range as far as ranged heroes go, rendering her potentially vulnerable, if we actually have 2 Observer Wards still sitting on Masoku as well, so depending on how they place them relative to the Sentry Ward from Root, if they're able to block camps, or if the Keeper of the Light is able to steal camps with Illuminate, Root are going to be in a world of trouble, because they'll end up under-leveled on all of their heroes. We see This Ring of Basilius already made by Iwo. Interesting that he's choosing to leave it the aura active for now. Just going to push the creeps into Taku, try to harass him, and maybe even try to secure a tower and force the rotation over of the root supports. When the root supports rotate, that will leave Monkeys Forever potentially very, very vulnerable. Excuse me. So, we do have a pause. Let me try to find out what the deal is. Okay, we are going to go back into it. So, let's take a look at the middle lane. This is fairly even so far. It is difficult for a Night Stalker to actually kill a Magnus in the mid, and so I don't really expect that to happen. Maybe around the first night, but maybe not, because RP, of course, gives Magnus just the ability to win a 1v1 engagement. The bigger problem will be if Root aren't ready for the first night in this bottom lane. Smash can come in and utterly dominate. He could show us some of that play that he had on the Templar Assassin, except with Night Stalker. You can just see that, unfortunately, we have this Nyx Assassin finally hits his mana burn, although I think... ooh, Monkeys Forever actually cops a huge Illuminate. Nice Nightmare, but is it actually too late? A transfer onto Mystico. They will pick off Mihawk, so this is a trade. This is a decent trade. They need to deal more damage to Mystico to try to pick off this Rubik. The stun will come in about 3 seconds, 1 level of each on this Nyx Assassin. He's going to spend his next 2 levels. Oh, they will actually kill Mystico. Wow, but a big Illuminate coming through. The Rubik is picked off. A double kill for the Nyx Assassin. They gotta rotate the Lifestealer back in here if they want to get this pick off. No, they're not going to chase out the supports. 2 kills for Root Gaming. They're on the board. They lose Luna again, which is unfortunate, but you gotta say, getting 2 kills at least is something. And Localock actually dealing a lot of damage to Smash. He will take another tower hit. He's very low. 1 good shockwave and Smash is on the ground. No, I was wrong. 52 HP. He pops out a Void. He's going to try to escape. No mana for the next shockwave. No, nice. The Clockwork Rockets actually picking off the Night Stalker. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, once again, Monkeys Forever. He's going down. They get another kill on him. This is bad. This is real bad for Luna to be all 4 deaths of Root Gaming here. Taku, even with the nice pick off with the rank 2 Rockets, they do pick off the Night Stalker. That gives them a little bit of an advantage mid, but they do not have an advantage bottom. The Luna is key to this plan. If the Luna has any slower of a start, Smash running in, he's going to try to pick off Localock, who has an empty bottle. Localock playing very defensively. That's smart. Mystico with the Invis Rune. He has level 3. He's got Telekinesis level 1 and Fade Bolt level 2. They might try to make something happen here. And the Capitalist and Fun, once again returning. They find themselves again and again. Just this open wounds and Illuminate combo has led to so much pain for Monkeys Forever on the Luna that it threatens to eclipse all the good things that Root are doing. Sorry about the eclipse pun, that wasn't actually intentional. Rotation top, we do have Localock. He doesn't have RP yet, but he only needs 1 creep. And so if they get Iwo here, this is a good transition. Mystico, he does have that Invisirune still. Iwo, they're chasing him. If they cogs him in, this is danger. No, the cogs doesn't land, and Masoko is here. This Illuminate actually dealing decent damage as well. Oh, the Q. The Spirit Lance from Phantom Lancer, and Localock lifted up. Mystico is in. I don't know if they can kill him here. They do not have the mana. The Clarity returns to Phantom Lancer. Nice Shockwave. If he gets a perfect RP here, the Skewer comes. He doesn't have mana for the RP. He might in a second, but there's the Spirit Lance. Will he be able to actually catch Mystico? He wants to catch Iwo instead. The RP, he doesn't have mana for it again. He lost the mana because of that Shockwave, and he's getting really damaged. Root going to have to rotate even more people here. The RP finally comes out, but he's going to get auto-attacked down by Mystico. The Impale will hit. They may pick up the Rubik, but no mana on Fun either. The Clarity comes back. Mystico will lift up Fun, push him away. Will this Nyx Assassin be able to chase Impale up in 1 second? He's chasing that Rubik. He's chasing him and chasing him. He's got better move speed, 350 to 340. He has to peel off. He has to peel back. The Capitalist, level 3, they can't get Mihawk, I don't think. He's got the Phase Boots. This is a quick-moving Lifestealer. And unfortunately, that was not a favorable engagement for Root on the whole. They thought that they could get Iwo. They still have the hook shot. Maybe they can make something happen. I wish they still had the RP. Smash, meanwhile. It's the first night. I said that this would lead to pressure bottom, and it's coming. They do see him coming in. They have the ward. Root, good defensive warding. You see the Capitalist and Monkeys Forever clustered up under their Tier 1 tower, knowing that the Night Stalker is here. I don't know if the Sentry Ward actually has vision of him, because Sentry Wards have a small vision radius that is non-zero. Iwo, meanwhile, building up towards this Ring of Akala, followed by the Magic Wand as well. He's going a good overall build. Not getting too greedy, just building up good overall items for this Phantom Lancer. think the game volume is still a little low. Sorry, folks. I'm actually on a computer that I can't multitask with Twitch chat. So I will check it out after the game. Right now, I do not see any of your feedback, but I'll be happy to hear it later. I do think that the game sounds are a smidge low, so I'm going to turn them up. Yeah, that sounds better. Alright. So, Artyk, so far, I would say, kind of in command. The Luna, Monkeys Forever has not found farm. They've basically secured 3 lanes solidly, although Magnus is getting fine levels. Here's Mihawk, dealing damage to the Capitals. Nice Impale on Mystico. They may find the kill here. Yes! That was quick damage indeed, especially with the Lucid Beam coming out from Luna. And so here comes the Illuminate. It's going to land on everybody. No, it's going to land on nobody. I was completely wrong. Mihawk having to peel off here. He does only have level 2 Rage rather than level 3. He did choose to put the second point into Feast. And a free kill in the end for Root. Getting that Luna up to nearly level 6. There's level... Wow, Impale actually clips him. And he's going to pick up that Eclipse, but right now no mana to cast it. Also not really a position that he can cast it in. Meanwhile, Iwo continues to farm in the top. And Smash, actually this first night has not led to much yet. He actually has 0, he's 0-1-0. He's going to come up here, and Taku may get picked off, but they've moved over Lokelock, and he has a smoke now. He's going to get spotted out. Here comes the Skewer. He's got RP. He's got RP, but Iwo, they don't see him. There comes the dust, but Taku may get picked off here. Smash coming at the perfect time. Lokelock, will he find the RP? I don't know. Yes, he finds it. He kills Iwo. Smash is going to try to turn this around, but he doesn't have enough mana to make this work, I don't think. Actually, maybe he does. Meanwhile, on the bottom, Rubik actually picks off Nyx Assassin. Luna in trouble. Smash, can he finish this? He goes under tower. The Void will get it, but he trades for Lokelock because he took tower damage. Maybe a tiny mistake there, and they picked off Iwo. So actually a fairly good trade for Root on the whole, in my opinion. RP and trading Magnus and Clockwork for PL and Nightstalker I think is favorable. Anytime that Nightstalker spends on the ground during nighttime is more significant than most heroes being dead, because it's a lot of time that he's not in his effective state. Dying in the daytime is one thing, dying in the nighttime is quite another. Taku, here he comes. Good lift by Mystico again. The telekinesis have been very on point. But Masoku in trouble. He gets zoned out by the cogs. Those have such good area denial. He's actually going to get picked off under the tower, most likely. One more auto attack for Monkeys Forever will seal the deal. All this Luna has to do is one more auto. Masoku trying to make sure that Clockwork kills him, but Clockwork says no. He gives the kill to Luna. And they're back in this game. Taku actually is silenced up, but not before Cogs is popped. He is trapped in there with Nightstalker. Nice Impale from Fun. Smash still chasing, but he actually gets Cogs, so he loses a lot of mana. He finally gets the pickoff. Monkeys Forever, he doesn't have... No, he dies. Losing Luna again, I think, makes this not worth it. Smash is low, but can they take advantage of this? I'm not sure. He just continues voiding and silencing, but he doesn't care. He is just... That was actually his regen rune. Yes, that gets him all the way back up. He is so scary. He is just completely hunting Root under their own tower. Smash, will he find the Nyx Assassin kill? Mihawk is in. The nice Illuminate. The Illuminate from Uptown, not from downtown, will actually save Nightstalker from the Fiend's grip. And Monkeys Forever, why is he here? This is not the right time. 10 seconds for Lokelock. Can Lokelock survive 10 seconds? If he does, they have RP, and once again, it's in their favor. No, missed hook shot. Smash might make it out. Will he make it out? 18 seconds for Skewer. I'm not sure Lokelock can catch him. They are actually rotating someone here. We have Fun going to try to block Smash's escape. The Impale will come out. The Spiked Carapace is up. I don't think Smash will fall for this, though. He continues to run. He's trying to turn it around. I think he's going to get RP'd. Only 4 seconds for that. Yeah, the RP actually faked out. The Crippling Fear. Oh my god, Smash is kind of playing out of his mind, I have to say. That silence. Monkeys Forever going to get picked up in the bottom. Root rotated too much for that Nightstalker. Oh, Monkeys Forever. Actually, a nice defensive nightmare, but the Illuminate clips again. Lifestealer is still up. I think they're going to lose Bane. This is falling apart for Root Gaming. They lose the Tier 1 tower after all of that. What a long and crazy and dragged out fight. And in the end, you have to say that this swung all the way to Root Gaming. They actually picked up another tower with Iwo and Taku in trouble now. This Nightstalker, all of a sudden, he's having a crazy first night. The beginning of it wasn't that effective, but the rest has been huge. The RP, finally, the delayed RP. Smash goes down. Iwo actually has to be careful. He gets Cogs. His last mana is gone. Maybe with Magic Wand, actually, he can doppelwalk. I'm not sure. The dust comes out. Did he stay in here too long? He doesn't have the mana for that doppelwalk, but he's okay. He's going to get recalled by Keeper of the Light. Masoku having a fantastic game as his Keeper of the Light. 2-1-9. Those Illuminates have been incredibly on point. And Root, did they underestimate how much pressure Artyk could put out on them? Because Artyk so far are really in control of this game. There's the hook shot. Taku is in. The Cog's on 2. He gets pushed out by the blinding light. There's the Eclipse, but it doesn't hit on much at all. Mihawk is just chewing on Monkey's Forever. The Illuminate again on 3. These Illuminates are enormous. Rubik is down, but I think the Capitalist is too. Will Mihawk make it out? Lovelock chasing. The Shockwave not quite enough. So close, but not quite enough. And 3 for 1 again, the trade so far for Artyk. They seem to want more. A recall on Smash. He's in on Lovelock. One more Void will do it. Maybe not even needing it. And they are just wiping the floor with Root in these engagements. Artyk are just muscling through. Total, utter muscle. And Nightstalker, he wants to get even more buff by building out this armlet. Even the Keeper of the Light, 5-1-10. When have you seen a Keeper of the Light have an early game this good? And when have you seen a Luna have an early game this terrifyingly rough? Monkey's Forever, he's at 1-7-2. Root need to somehow slow the pace of this game. They need to slow this down. And it's always a tough sell to slow it down against Phantom Lancer, but they have to. They have to get Luna in here. They have to get things under control because they are being farmed. They are being farmed. And first night is over. So maybe a tiny reprieve for them. The issue is, Nightstalker managed to hit level 11 in the first night, and that gets him to his rank 2 ultimate. That already means that a bigger percentage of this time is going to be in nighttime. Once he actually hits that level 3 ultimate, most of the game is spent in nighttime. And so the amount of time that your reprieve actually lasts, wow, another Illuminate clipping at maximum range from Masoku. I hate to say it, but right now Artyk are just, they're really controlling this game, and they're really playing just a little bit tighter than Root are. It's not hopeless. Magnus can always turn a game. Magnus is very capable of turning a game. But here the PL illusions are, they actually disable on Iwo. This is excellent. Oh, but will he make it out? No, the Shockwave will pick him off. That's a critical kill. There's the Illuminate again. RP comes out. Fiend's Grip comes out. They might take this Keeper of the Light, which is a huge deal. The trade-off for Lovelock, Iwo actually buys back, so they've wasted a lot of Phantom Lancer gold. But here comes Smash. He's getting there. He's actually inside with Taku, so I don't think this Clockwork will escape. Neither does the Bane, even after such a good Fiend's Grip. And oh no, Luna, no TP. Can they catch this Luna, though? He's walking in the right direction. Darkness is going to expire sooner or later, but not soon enough, because Smash, he used that haste rune. This Luna, I think he's dead. Yes, between Tier 2 and Tier 3 tower, Root once again lose 4 for 2 plus a buyback, so 4 for 3-ish. But the problem is, they lost so much there that I think night will be over again by the time they actually get through this Tier 2. But this is even more map control. This is blowing out Root's outer towers with 6 up for themselves. Controlling this area of the map, constricting Root, and making it hard for Luna to get back in the game. Now 1-8-4 is the record for Luna. A very tough situation to find yourself in. If you look at the net worth graph, all 5 heroes of Artyk are above all 5 heroes of Root. Not something you want to see if you're this team. Fun, he's going to try to get a pick off here. Maybe the Vendetta, at least Mystico. Nice Impale on 2, but he needs, maybe Spike Carapace can do something here. It does return a stun onto Iwo, but Mystico waiting patiently. He actually lifts Fun up. Maybe they won't even get the Rubik. They don't! And he stole Spike Carapace. It's only a rank 1 Spike Carapace. It's actually not the greatest steal in the world. But nonetheless, these supports from Artyk have been playing great. And Root's support's a little bit disorganized. Part of the problem here that they're facing is they have one stand-in, so you don't have quite the coordination level that you have with supports that frequently play together. I don't want to get into the diagnostician phase of this game, folks, because I don't think Root are completely out of it. But at 16 minutes, they find themselves in a pit. Even a trench, I would say. Nightstalker rocketing towards his BKB, which will be quite effective against a lot of these spells. Actually, Root have a ton of BKB piercing disables, but nonetheless, it's going to be a lot of less damage that Nightstalker is going to take. Not to mention this big Eclipse will not be effective. If you look at levels, take a look at Monkeys Forever. This is a problem. And this speaks to the beginning of the game, where Root unsuccessfully looked for a first blood. They just didn't have the damage, and during that time, Artyk pounced. and were able to just do extremely effectively in the bottom lane, really set the Luna off on the back foot, and set up an advantage that they haven't let go of since Taku finding out Iwo. But what can they do here? Do they actually have detection on the Clockwork? No. The detection is sitting on Nyx Assassin, who's not quite there. These tier 1 boots are a problem for them because it means they don't have the maneuverability to actually catch Artyk out. And here we go. Artyk on the Roche. It's going to take a little while. They don't have any armor-reducing abilities. Root have actually spotted this out. I think maybe Root could make something happen here. I'm going to be looking for it. They're going to try. This Roche is still not down. There's the Shockwave. Will they try something? It looks like they aren't quite confident enough to do it. Even though, in my opinion, they have a lot of abilities that are very useful in the Roche pit. They do seed it. They let it go, and they let the Roshan just clear out. We do have a pause. I'm not sure what the circumstances are. I kind of want to ask. Well, whatever. It's probably not the biggest of deals. If we continue to have pauses, I will inquire about it, but for now, it's okay. They put the Aegis up on Night Stalker. They're feeling confident enough that Iwo can survive, plus they might relegate him to go farm a little bit, that the Night Stalker is a bigger deal because he can get in there, he can get hype, and he can deal a lot of damage. I think... I don't know, it would have been intensely difficult for Root to win that fight because of the level deficit, because of the farm deficit, but I almost wish they tried, partially from a caster perspective, just because, you know, it's fun to see people go for big plays, but partially just because Clockwork, Magnus, these are heroes that are really, and even Nyx Assassin, these are heroes that excel in a confined area. I think that if they could have made something happen at that Roshan, if they won, the swing would be enormous. Like, they would get so much XP due to wiping a team vastly higher level than themselves. Plus, the gold swing would be enormous, and if they managed to intercept Roshan, that might be just what the Doctor ordered for this Luna. I have to say that for Root, this may have been a slight failure of nerve. I don't know. Excuse me. While we do have the pause, I'm taking an opportunity to get a little bit... trying to make sure I don't actually just completely lose my voice, because that would be quite unfortunate. So, this is my last series of the day, though, folks. So, after this, I will be able to completely just drink tons of water, for what it's worth. Mystico. This Rubik somehow has amassed 2,220 gold. This is Blink Dagger. And the thing about Blink Dagger for Rubik, and I mentioned this in the TPL cast earlier today, is once you have the Blink, stealing spells becomes a cinch. It's something that Rubik's, when they played mid back in TI2, before Rubik got some nerfs that made it more difficult to use him in the mid lane, they used to just rush up that Blink Dagger. Or even you can get Force Staff. What that does is Magnus has to now hit you with the RP, no matter what. If he doesn't, you steal that RP and return it onto him, and the odds of the other team actually getting an advantage with that RP becomes slim. So the Blink Dagger makes it very, very strong. It makes Rubik just extremely strong against Magnus. Usually the way that teams will countermeasure this is to just repeatedly pick off the Rubik, make sure that support stays low level, stays low farm, and use that to sort of earn the... earn the ability for Magnus to still dominate. After the Rubik gets Blink, it becomes much smaller margin of error. We're going to try to find out what this pause is about, because this is starting to drag on a little bit. Okay, we are apparently having some non-game related issues for one of Artyk's members. Maybe this Night Stalker was just getting a little bit too hype, doing a little bit too well, and I don't know. I don't know what the reason is. I'm not going to dare to speculate, but nonetheless, this would be a big blow for Artyk if they had to sort of have a player... I don't know what the protocol for this will be if we do have to have Smash leave. I'm not 100% certain, actually, so hopefully that will get resolved, no problem, and we'll be able to get back up into the game. But for now, this does leave us in sort of in limbo. So I'm going to quickly, just anybody that might have joined the stream during the time, I'll just refresh where we're at in this tournament. This is the Losers Bracket Final, best of 3. The first game, Artyk, the Peruvian team, versus Root, the North American team, both seeking to go up into those grand finals on May the 5th, which will pit them against Dust Gaming, our other grand finalist. all these teams in our Western Division seeking to prove themselves. It's less already established as Tier 1 teams, and more teams that want to show that they have what it takes to compete. Artyk in particular, there have been a few threads on Dota 2 Reddit sort of talking about the fact that they think that they're at the point where they are fit to be invited to the TI3 qualifiers, and this is sort of the case they're making. This is I think the highest profile league that they're really involved in at this point, since they were eliminated from WePlay. And so winning here would make their case, and that's what they want to do. They want to make their case. Root Gaming, meanwhile, they want to make their case that there's more than 3 North American teams you should be paying attention to. Them and Fnatic NA, basically in the running for that 4th slot. And so they want to prove that. Both teams have a lot to prove here, and we'll see what they manage to come up with. We are resuming into the game. Magnus, Loclock, this is the good news. This is a level 12 Magnus. If he manages to stay alive during these next couple engagements, he will have Blink Dagger, and that's going to give them a lot of initiation power. They do initiate on Iwo. No, the illusion blocks the hook shot. Oh my god, and Fun is completely ripped apart by Smash immediately afterwards. Taco will have to TP out. Wow, what an unfortunate circumstance. Meanwhile, PL getting Mihawk, actually, he might get eclipsed to death. Masoku taking quite a bit of damage, but here comes Smash. He was recalled in. Lifesteal actually did die to the Capitalist Bane Elemental, but Smash running in. He gets Cogs back. Good defensive play from Root. They're actually TPing back in, so here comes Loclock, trying to Shockwave. Artyk somehow managed to dodge it with every single hero, and Iwo is here. Actually, we have a silence, the crippling fear on Loclock. Will he die before RPing? That would be a serious problem. Lifesteal actually buys back. They're going to recall him in, using the Keeper of the Light, but he's actually got 10 seconds cooldown still. Oh no, Magnus is down. Does he have buyback? He might have to use it. As painful as this is, as costly as it would be, maybe the Magnus, yes, he's going to have to forfeit the Blink Dagger. He gives it away because they just need this Magnus in this fight. Will they be able to get anything on the retreat? I'm not quite certain. They're going to have to chase very, very heavily. No, it looks like Artyk are going to make it out. We do see buyback on Lifestealer, but we also see buyback on the Magnus, and that's a crushing blow. He moves from 1,600 gold of the way to his Blink Dagger to 795, and that is a big, big step backwards. But the flip side, Root defend. They defend their high ground. This Rax didn't even suffer that much damage, even with the amount of effort that Root invested into it, that Artyk invested into it. And so, still fairly safe in that respect. The fight could have gone better, but it could have gone vastly worse. If it had gone much worse for Root, Artyk could have sealed the game right there. So they're playing well, keeping themselves to this game. It's a key thing for them to do so. They are suffering from the fact that 2 players of Artyk are earning about 600 gold every single minute. But they just have to hold on. Like I said, I think they need to slow it down and do their best. They still have all 5 players below the net worth of all 5 players of Artyk. And so it is going to take some serious mojo for them to be able to stay in this game and continue to win these team fights. The Fiend's Grip for Bane is up, and he's got this enfeebled to lower the damage of Nightstalker, which is key, because this is actually a really farm Nightstalker, done with his BKB now. He actually buys out for it, because he is still holding that Aegis. How much time on this? Still more than 2 minutes. I'm actually surprised. It feels like it's been longer, but it's just been so much stuff happening. 41 kills in 21 minutes, about 2 W is the ratio here, folks. Smash, he is dealing next to no damage, so check it out. Without Armlet, 40 damage for this Nightstalker. This is not a lot. He's really just a spellcaster. There's the hook shot. Maybe they'll get the Aegis here, but no. Wow, the damage return is tremendous. They might lose this Clockwork, and yes, Nightstalker is trapped. He does lose Aegis, but it's going to be tough. Iwo picking off in the back actually gets the Nyx Assassin. The Skewer fishing, misses. Loclock still has an RP, and Artyk splitting up. They pick off Monkeys Forever. A silence onto Loclock. The buyback from Luna. Here comes the Eclipse. It's on nothing. The Eclipse hasn't hit anything other than illusions. And Eclipse, no, it wasn't stolen. Lunar Beam with Lucent Beam was stolen. But Artyk, now they're through to the barracks. Now they're dealing a lot of damage to that, and Loclock, he can't quite approach. He still has an RP. A big RP would be a big deal. He's up to 1,400 gold, but he needs to get in there. He's got 1 second left on Skewer. Here he goes. Here he goes. Here's the RP. No, he's silenced. The Fiend's Grip, and he still might die. No, the Magnus goes down. They can't get anything to happen here. Unfortunately, this is no buyback for Magnus. This is Artyk pushing through. This is GG. Go next. Being called by the captain of Root Gaming, and we will be going to a Game 2 in the Netolic Raid Call West Division Losers Bracket Finals. Artyk looking terrifying, frankly looking terrifying. But Root Gaming, with a little bit better early game, I think this would have been a lot better. So they know that what they need to do is improve the laning phase. And so it's good to know. Sometimes you get blown out and you don't understand why. I think in this case, Root understand why very well. They know that it's a tough situation. They know that they got wrecked in the early game, and that's what they need to shore up. It's good to have goals, and I think they might be able to hit those goals. It's just going to require a little more execution. Thank you for watching, folks. We will be going to Game 2 in just a couple minutes. Actually, oh my god. Sorry, folks. I'm completely insane. Why didn't I wait? I meant to wait for the game over screen. That's what happens when you cast for God knows how many hours. I'm totally sorry, folks. I of course want to see the score screen. Why did I tab out? My bad. We are going to see the score screen. Thank goodness. Just I want to, since we started late, I want to get to Game 2 in a fairly timely fashion. We won't have much of a break between the two games, which is good. The flip side is I almost missed the score screen. But, I mean, Artyk, when you look at the score screen, it's just rough. Luna was an important pick to clear out Phantom Lancer illusions and to contest sort of the early fights. And unfortunately, these 10 deaths, more deaths than anybody else on Root Gaming, this was incredibly costly for them. Meanwhile, Iwo having a pretty good farming game, 132 last hits, although by the end they were farming heroes. Mystico, again, Rubik, one of this guys, they just got their specialist heroes. The only hero that these guys don't love playing is maybe the Night Stalker for Smash, and even so, he had an incredible game. That first night ending up just leading to complete dominance. So here we go, folks. Now I will close the stream for just a couple minutes while we set up Game 2.